guys, today we're going to be diving into real estate, how to become the bank. How about that? How to become the bank when you're buying properties. And what we're going to do, we're going to go over the 7 steps. As a matter of fact, they're outlined. If you can see them in the comments or in the description, the 7 steps are outlined there. Okay, so we'll be going over those and touching those as we go. All right, so let's tune in the next few seconds. We'll jump on right after this. All right, welcome back. So what we're talking about being the bank, all right? And we always use 3 real, what I want to say, things that we stand upon, okay? And those things, when we're talking about becoming the bank, are personal credit, business credit, and then leveraging credit, all right? And then also within those 3 steps, or as a foundation of those 3 steps, are cash flow management, business income, and then investment income. Okay, so as we get to this, first thing I want to do is just share with you a quick testimony of how we help people to, first of all, get everything in line, get your foundation together, so then you can optimize everything that you're working with by obtaining the right type of capital that you need to start and to continue, and then to go ahead and pursue your purpose. All right, so let's look at one testimony here.
Hi, my name is Jim. I'm the owner of Morningstar Disability, which is a disability firm. I'm actually recording this video testimony, as you see here, at my home office. I just want to do a quick video because I just want to inform the populace out there how excited we are about the Business Finance Suite, because for all intents and purposes, there's not a lot, and I've done plenty of research, and I'm sure you probably have as well, on the internet regarding business credit, how to obtain it, what are the 1, 2, 3 steps of how to get business credit and secure financing, which is so important for a small business such as myself to be able to survive and thrive in today's economy. I'm sure that you can agree with that. And so what's great about it is the fact that you have the support with the team, right? The Finance Suite product is so integral for our business because of the fact that it teaches you how to structure your business properly. There were some things that I was missing. There were some things that I had, but there were some things that I was missing, as well as the credit profiles and things like that to be created, and then vendor trade lines. Like, we would never know what types of what are the criteria that are necessary, the underwriting guidelines for the vendors to be selective, that when we would choose them, that we would be approved versus, you know, something where it would be where it would negatively impact our credit because we were just taking a shot in the dark, right? So I thought that was very, very important. Of course, you know, where are you going to find that? Like, no one's telling you anything about that, right? And so, and then of course, then to be able to get business credit cards in my business name with no personal guarantee, you know, because most of the time they want to get your social security number when you're applying for business credit cards. So this totally separates my personal from my business, which is awesome. And then of course, the major thing is securing financing. You know, we all need financing and working capital. My business sure does, and did at the time. And so it's awesome. I'm very excited where I'm at today. I'm very excited in the process. You know, the team is very supportive, right? They're very knowledgeable about business credit and securing the best financial options for you, right? And they go through everything thoroughly. I mean, I just, you know, I couldn't say enough about it. But again, because of the fact that it is exclusive, you don't see it anywhere else on the internet. This put everything, it's like a one-stop shop, put everything all at my fingertips. And with that being said, hey, it allows me to have control, which is what I like, to have full control over the success, you know, the success of my business, and I'm sure that you would agree. So anyway, that's my testimony. Go out and buy your own Business Finance Suite. Thank you.
All right, so as you can see, that's what we're into. First of all, let's get your foundation together, because everybody is going after 2 things, no matter what it is that you're doing. You're going after your current lifestyle and your future lifestyle. You want to be able to live your best life now, right? But if you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? Or you got, like my mentor says, you got too much month, right? At the end of the money, then what ends up happening for your future lifestyle, right? So what you have to do is you have to get to a point to where you have your assets so that your cash flow starts to increase. Okay. And in order for your cash flow to increase, you have to what? You have to start, first of all, stop where you're losing. Okay. And then if you realize those types of things, everybody says, hey, let me go get this second job. Let me go get another degree, or let me go, do something else to get this bag. But, you're putting things in a bag, so to say, and it has holes in it. So every time you steady putting in money into the bag, it's dripping, right? Not the good drip, but it's dripping out, right? So now what you have is a problem. And the problem is because you're not outpacing, number one, inflation. Inflation rises about 4 to 6% every couple of years. Okay. So if you're not having your raise at the job that's matching inflation, if you got a CD, or if your 401k, right, is earning 2-3% like the average, then it's going backwards. All right. So you may see accumulation of money, but really and truly you're losing buying power. Okay. And see, number two is you got to learn how to get your taxes in place. The one of them that you can control is the income tax that we'll talk about today anyway. Is the income tax. You see, if you're a W-2 worker, okay, which 98% of people are, right? Then what ends up happening, they're taking 28 to 32% out of your check every time you get paid. So that means that's your biggest bill. And if you're not calculating that as your biggest bill, then it's already putting you behind. Therefore, we go into the third thing that's a problem, which is debt. We have to go into debt because inflation is tearing up our buying power. Then number two, the taxes themselves are messing up the money because it's 30% taking out and you're really budgeting on that 30%, right? So what I mean by budgeting on that 30%, if you put in an application for a home, right? Or a car, right? An apartment or what have you, they ask you for your gross income. So therefore your bills are based upon your gross income, but you're not receiving your gross income. You're receiving the net. And some of you saying, yeah, my net is gross, right? So what we do is we make sure that we overcome those three, then so that you can then do number four, which is have adequate investing. You see, the real problem is inadequate investing. So therefore, we don't have enough money or enough cash flow to put into the future, right? We don't have enough money to invest so that our future lifestyle will be great. Then also, because of that, we don't have the time to invest in the education so they will know what to do about that particular thing, right? So now we've overcome those four hurdles, okay? So you have to get the foundation in place so that when you start increasing in cash flow, the money doesn't just start creeping out the back end, right? And see, how do we do this? We use three solutions. And those three solutions are what? Cash flow management. And that's simply knowing where is your dollar going, right? Have a name for every dollar. And at the same time, how to turn your regular everyday bills like Wi-Fi, right? Like your mobile, like mileage, right? How to turn those into business expenses so that you can get a portion of the money that was going out of your household, or right now that is going out of your household, you can get that back into your household, okay? And see, once you start doing that, your cash flow starts to increase. We've seen people just by applying our first couple of cash flow strategies have an increase of anywhere from $250 to $1,100 every month without an extra job. Okay. And see, without getting away from the family by going to the extra job. Okay. Without taking away, zapping the time that you already don't have for an extra job. Okay. So now we understand how to make money work for us. You see, what that's just simply called is cash, asset, cash. That's a strategy, right? You take a small amount of cash, right? And then you turn that into an asset. And that asset, first and foremost, has to be the 6 inches between your ears, right? You got to change the mindset so that you understand how money works, right? No need to running after money when you don't know how it works. That's no different than somebody winning a lottery and not prepared mentally for it. We all say, hey, if I get a whole bunch of money, then no problem. That's when I can solve all my problems, right? The money could solve your problems, right? But if the intellect or the mindset is not there, not the intellect, but the mindset is not there, right? Then we don't know exactly what to do. And then people come calling and try to tell you what to do with your money. And then you say, Mike, nobody's going to tell me what to do with my money. Come on now, right? Every time you get paid, Uncle Sam says, give me 30%. What do you say to Uncle Sam? Yo, there you go. Go right ahead. Of course, because that's all you knew. I understand. I understand. You say, hey, Mike, well, I'll be paying back, right? Nah. See, that's another level of understanding, right? Or over. So now when you go through and you understand these portions, now you understand how to be the bank, right? See, if your personal self is not in line, your personal financial success doesn't have a game plan, okay, then how do we propose the business to have the game plan? We propose that we're going to have, hey, I'm going to sell a bunch of these, I'm going to sell a bunch of those, and then everything's going to be okay. Look, everybody before you has thought the same. And people that are coming up now after you are still thinking the same things. The SBA says that 9 times out of 10, the businesses out here that start over the last 20 years have failed. Okay. And then you have to understand that they have a estimate that says every business has at least 3 to 5 years before it really makes that profit that is desired. And see, the mindset says, hey, I'm going to stick in. I'm going to develop the habits to develop that. I'm going to understand how money works. And then time is going to pass anyway, right? And see, that's when you understand that all I need to do is change my mindset, because my mindset has gotten me right where I am right now. There's not nobody else that's at fault here. Okay. Even if there was some things that's physically there, right now is the time to change the mindset. Okay. Yes, things did happen, may have happened. Now, what do you do now? You go forward. No more looking back. That's why the rear window in your car is wide, right? Right. So that when you're looking in the small mirror, right, you can see. But what you're looking for is the forward view, right? And that's why it is large. Okay. So you only should be glancing up to look at your past, because you have a wider view of it. But you should always be looking forward. Okay. And see, that's how we live. That's how we go forward. And that's how we're going to fulfill our destinies. Okay. So let's take a look at how the cash flow works. Okay. So let me share with you an example of how we're able to give you a way out, a way up, right? An understanding of how money works with you. Okay. And so what we always say here that we let the math do the work, right? We let the math do the explaining. Okay. And see, what happens is, what we want to do is, we don't want to just say, hey, I'm going to do and work hard. We've always known our people to work hard, right? We've always known our community work hard, right? So that's not the case. That's not the challenge, right? The challenge is understanding, okay, what to do after we're worked hard, right? And then where are we aiming this hard work, okay? So let's take a look at it. And I'm going to enlarge this for you real quick. Let me make sure that you guys can see it. First and foremost, let me get out of the way. There we go. Okay, so this is an example of our cash flow strategist. And if you're not or unaware of our cash flow strategist, I'm a proud associate of My Econ. It gives me the tools that I need to succeed in my business. And I give that, and I show that to everyone that I consult, so that they can implement it in their businesses as well. But because generally we're just throwing darts at a wall, right, and thinking about what we're doing with our personal and our business lifestyle. So let's take a look here. Okay. John Sample, small real estate debt. Okay. Now, let me make sure that's still able to see. All right, cool beans. So now you're looking at somebody that's saying, hey, I want to retire. And you see at the top here, retirement freedom year 2033. And I'm going to go through this very quickly, okay, because this is not our objective here. What I want to show you is that this type of game plan exists. And then ask yourself, why wouldn't I want to be on a game plan so that I can know exactly what my money is doing from day one to the time that I want to have, or I'm declaring my freedom? Okay. All right. So now let's take a look at it. Retirement freedom goal monthly dollar amount. We're talking about $6,000 a month, $72,000 a year. Okay, fairly comfortable lifestyle, right? This person has about $1,500 that's coming in a pension, right? And like I said, I'm gonna go through this rarely, kind of fast. Pause this, or you can also find the cash flow strategist training as well on my YouTube channel too. Okay, so now because of the 1,500 that's coming in, the dollar amount needed is only 4,500 for the $6,000 freedom goal. Okay. Now, see, this right here is the big whammy, right? In order to have this particular amount of money coming in, you got to have $675,000, okay, inside of an account that's making at least 8%. See, there's all kinds of information here that you need to understand, right? Where do I get this rate of return at 80%? Because most places right now are not giving you this 8% return. But this information and education here, we will help you to gain that education so that you can get this return. Okay. So this 675, because retirement is not based upon age, okay, but is based upon what? Cash flow that is taking care of all of your expenses. That's all, right? So now this 675 is making 8% a year. Then in turn, that will give me $4,500 a month. Okay. Now, what we're looking at is number five, $15,000 on date, right? On hand right now. And then by 2033, with an 8% return, that will already be $49,603. Okay. So now we don't need 675, we need 625, right? Just subtracting. Okay. So now the thing is, though, say, hey, in order for me to do this by 2033, I'm going to need an extra $1,800 a month. Okay. And then how much extra do you have to invest? We're going to put in an extra $100 a month, right? Nothing large, extra $25 or so a week. Okay. So now the net dollar a month that you need to invest is $1,700. Okay. That's on top of the income that you're getting right now. So now you got to think about, okay, how do I get an extra $1,700 in order to meet my retirement goal, right? Because right now we're talking about current and future lifestyle. So we don't want to take away from the current lifestyle in order to, build the future, right? We want to borrow from it a little bit, right? But the thing is, we need over and above in order to retire at this time frame. Okay, so let's take a look. So now what we'll do is we're going to calculate, assume extra cash flow coming in from business, right? And it's $500, not $5,000, but $500 coming in. Okay, and because we're talking about real estate, we're talking about your business. I'm sure you could create an extra $500 a month. Okay, and then we're going to show you, as a regular W-2 earner, if you are, we're going to show you how to correct your W-4. Okay, and like I said, generally we have people that are showing receiving a return on that from $250 to $800. So we used an average of $500. So that's $1,000 extra dollars right there. Okay, that we've put aside to building our current and future lifestyle. Okay, and then we took and said, hey, we're going to use and find any type of expenses that we can find, and we're going to reduce all of our expenses. And when you put those inside, say, hey, I'm going to reduce my Wi-Fi, I'm going to reduce my cell phone. And if you see here, they have reduced their recurring monthly expenses by $600. Okay. They were paying $13.95 on several different things. They reduced a lot of things, understood, hey, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit. I'm going to exchange a little bit so I can live the life that I really want to live. Okay. So now they have an extra $750 to put toward their game plan. Okay. So now this $1,750 that you have, we're going to take it and apply. And so let's look at it. The average person, like we said, you're overcoming inflation, debt, taxes, right? And so the debt carries what? Penalties. And the penalties are the money that we have to pay back because we borrowed X amount of dollars, right? So now let's look at it. We have debt 1, debt 2, and debt 3, a car loan, a MasterCard, and a home mortgage. Okay. So now we're going to do that debt snowball you may have heard of, right? I think Dave Ramsey may have made it popular. Okay. And so the car loan is 17,000. We were paying 545. Now what we have is an extra 1750 that we've uncovered from various areas, right? Right? You started increasing your cash flow. You didn't get a second job. You just started doing strategies and increased your cash flow. Okay. So now that 1750, we add to the 545. Now we're going to make a payment of 2295 onto the 17,000. Okay. So now that only takes us 8 months, car loan out of here. Okay. So now we're just what? We're going to roll that right on into this $200 for the MasterCard that we were making every month. So now that new payment is $24.95. So now it's only going to take 4 months, and then we out of that one, right? So now that is done. So now we're going to take this $24.95 and what? And we're going to take it and put it onto that big old mortgage, right? And the mortgage is what? 30 years. And what is that? 360 months, right? So, and normally 360 months, we've taken and put $3,695 now, where we were paying $1,200. And so now in 55 months, instead of 360 months, we've paid off our mortgage also. So now in 67 months, we have paid off $225,000 in debts and have increased our current lifestyle and our future lifestyle at the same time, right? So now we got an extra 1945 of monthly cash flow created now, and on top of the 1750 that we had, now we have $3,695, right? That's what we have. So now we're not going to splurge it. We got, man, I got an extra $4,000 a month that you started feeling free and everything now, right? Well, you were already feeling free up to this time, I'm sure, right? Because you're seeing that, hey, I have a plan that works, right? So now what you do is, remember we were saying your money got to be making money for you, cash, asset, then cash, right? So now you got your cash. Let's make it into a larger asset. So we're going to dump it into the investing. And so now with the 8% return that we're getting, this is what's going to give you your game plan or your blueprint, your financial blueprint, right? So now you can see by the year 2033, you have achieved financial freedom. And that's $764,916,000 that you have. Okay. And then it just continues, because once you have a strategy, you're not going to stop the strategy, right? Right? Because it's like having somebody that's at work for you, and then you say, hey, I don't want you to work anymore, right? You see, now what you want to do is the money's not going to complain. It's going to show up every day, right? And if you look at by 2053, you have $6 million, okay? And you had not a second job, right? And we have yet to talk about the house that you flipped. We haven't talked about the job, your purpose, right? Whatever that particular thing is, the nonprofit that you're working with or working for, or whatever you're trying to put into the community. We haven't talked about, you love to do hair. We haven't talked about, the things that you're doing in that arena. We haven't mentioned any of those things. See, now you have a game plan. So now you're able to create the freedom so that you can be as creative as you need in your purpose. You see what I'm saying? So now you're free. Okay. So now let's get. So as you see, it's a very simple process if you will begin. Okay. And that's the thing. See, the thing is, a lot of people say, hey, Mike, I don't want to do what you do. I don't want to be in front of camera. I don't want to sell particular things. I just want to have a better lifestyle. Right. That's how we started. Your current and your future lifestyle. Right. You don't have to be here. Okay. You have to implement the strategies. That's all. You don't have to do what a quote unquote sell things. You just have to understand how money works and then work the money, right? So once you do that, now you're flying and foot free, fancy. What's that thing? Foot free, fancy free. I don't know, but you're ready. Okay. So let's look and see what you're ready for now. Let's see what you're ready for. Okay. Because there's no reason to get involved into X, Y, and Z if you're not in a position to take advantage of it, right? And I'm gonna show you what I mean. All right. So as we were beginning, this is the real university. Okay. First, we're giving you the foundation because a lot of people just jump into things, buying courses, this and that, and other, and that's why they're so unfulfilled because they go course to course to course to course to course, right? They go to different things. This person, this guru, this person gonna tell me, this person here, and then when next we wake up and we spent all this money, all this time, and we're still in a position of just learning. Okay. So now we understand how money works. We understand that we have a game plan. We have a framework. Okay, so now it's time to unleash the real you. Okay, and real is just renewing excellence, advancing leadership so that you can pursue any purpose using our proven systems and our frameworks. Okay, and so as we were talking about and before, we were referring to a cash asset cash, right? Small cash investment creates an asset, and the asset is your education and information, which can't be taken from you. Okay. And then this asset creates more children, which will create more cash. Okay. And so now you have an idea, you have exactly what to do. And you're not just out here, as a wandering generality, right? You actually are specific in the things that you're working with. Okay. And see what we did, we partner Real University with My Econ. I won't say partner with, where I'm a proud associate of My Econ. This is where I receive my mentorship, my education, my training, my financial literacy. Okay. And My Econ simply stands for My Economy. It's the personal financial success company. We're not talking about a pill, a potion, lotion, a wrap, or tea, right? No, but we're talking about having enough cash flow to support our lifestyles during our working years, current lifestyle, and our retirement years, future lifestyle. Okay. So now our portion is to understand what do we need? What can we do for you? Because, I am under no disillusion because I understand what people are tuning in for. Now I do. Before it was just say, Mike, let's see how many people that we can help and show them the way. Now, no, now I understand this. Let me just present, and then those that can hear will ride, will jump, will run, right? That's all. That's my goal. Okay. And so when you see what we're doing, then what happens for you is this: you have 3 days or less. In 3 days or less, we're going to increase your cash flow. That's adding to your cash flow, right? Without sales, without the second job. Okay. We're going to talk about 3 sections. And this first one is adding cash flow to it. Then we're going to multiply your cash flow if you so continue, okay, in 6 weeks or less, by showing you and introducing you to business income and how to create leverage in your life. Okay. And then let's go to exponentially growing your income, your cash flow, okay, by introducing you to investment income. No, we don't have any licenses and not proposing to be a broker or any of those things, but we are educators. We're going to teach you terms, definitions, right? So that you can know when you're talking to those individuals that are insurance brokers or that are life health brokers or whatever they may be, or helping you with your investments with the 401k or TSP, right? Then you can know, say, hey, this is what I would like to do, right? See, you understand terms and definitions. So add, multiply, or exponentially grow, or let's do all 3. Okay, it's up to you. That is your 369 complete financial transformation. Okay. And how are we doing these things? Okay. How are we going to increase your cash flow? Right. Where most people say, hey, I need to start a job. I need to find what's selling, what's hot. Right. Let me get behind what's hot. Right. And then let me get flashy. Right. No, that's not the thing. The thing is you can sit down and be silent as the G in lasagna. Right. And so your thing is to increase your cash flow. First of all, let's correct the W-4. Let's eliminate debt. Let's get that personal credit. Let's get into that 700 club, right? Then let's reduce the taxes so that it's not taxing you, right? And then let's create investment income. See, these 5 things will increase your cash flow today. Okay. And see, when you do these things now, remember the explanation at the beginning, you have abilities to now move around. See, when you remove, and I heard this from a mentor of mine, Mr. Brian Bean, when you remove those things as issues as money, when you remove money as a challenge or issue as a in your life, now you can think clearer, right? You can move about the board, right? Now, let's jump into what we're focused in, because our whole goal at the Real University, is to help you to transition through those pieces, right? You start your personal credit, business credit, leveraging credit, right? Through the steps. And then also, while you're doing that, you have cash flow management training, business income, and then investment income. Okay. So this is in an arena when you're getting to this place of understanding business credit, business income, and investment income, then you're now moving into position to real estate invest. Okay. And this is how it works. Very simple. Investor Stephanie's buying a house to fix up and resell for a profit. Okay. Because of the nature of the deal, generally the house is in a bad shape, and regular lenders, banks and stuff like that, they won't lend onto those. Okay. And that's what we call conventional banking institutions. They won't lend on those type of properties. That's why we keep seeing them out there. Okay. So now what else can Stephanie do? Okay, and this is what we call private money, or some of you may have heard people say hard money. Okay, so now Stephanie's paying $100,000 for a house she can resell for 175. So you said, well, that's a $75,000 potential profit, right? When you understand or overstand, right? Now Stephanie has 35,000 in cash, right? This may be a 401k, or it may be business credit. Okay, and then she needs to borrow the other what 65. Okay, so now Stephanie contacts a private lender named Linda and offers her to pay a premium price to borrow that 65,000 just for a short time. Okay, and see, Linda is also just a regular individual. Linda has 65,000, or of course more, in a 401k or in investments. It's liquid where she can access it, and she wants to make more money on that. Okay. So now Linda says, hey, no problem. So Linda comes in and says, hey, it's a $75,000 windfall of profit. So great. If Stephanie doesn't do well, I can create the wealth myself. I can take over this particular property. Great. Okay. So now she's going to be in first lien position, meaning she's going to be on the deed of the property. Okay. So just in case Stephanie doesn't know what she's doing, right? Or is not able to because of some type of COVID or what have you, right? See, now she can do what? Linda will then take over the property, and she will then make that profit herself. So she is in a win-win position. So she will definitely loan the particulars. Okay. So now we're going to fast forward 12 months really quickly. Okay. Stephanie's down. She has rebuilt the house. Everything's up and going. It's perfect. Everything looks awesome. So she sells that house for 175, exactly what she thought. Okay. Now this is where it gets awesome. Now banks have a certain thing that says you can leverage money, right? And this, I want to say banks, I want to say because they leverage money like this. Okay, they borrow money from the Federal Reserve at very, 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 very low rates. Okay, then they in turn loan this money out to you at higher rates, right? And so they also will borrow your money. So you put your money in the bank, and they'll give you low rates, right? And then they will loan it out at high rates. So what we want to do is learn how to be the bank. Okay. So now we understand, if, let's say, for instance, this 175 to create $75,000 of profit. Let's say, for instance, you were trying to do that in the let's say the arena of the investment arena of the stocks, right? And so you were investing in the stock market and those types of things, and you want to create $75,000. Okay. What do? Right? You put whatever money that is that you have, 10, $15,000, 5,000, whatever it is, you put that inside. And then that money, you hope that it grows to 75,000. See, what Stephanie did was Stephanie became the bank, and she made $75,000. Okay. And she was able to secure $175,000 asset by only presenting 10%. You see how strong that is, right? It was able to secure $175,000 asset, okay, for only 10% of that. So now in order to do that, she presented 17.5 in order to secure that 175, okay? And then the repairs, she put 15,000 to repair it. Now, she also made the monthly payments because that was estimated in the analysis when we begin. So we always understand everything that we have going in before we even start, right? So now you pay Linda off, you gave her 67.6 back. Then you also put your 35 back that you took from your 401k, or you took it from your business credit card or whatever that was. Now you put it right back on the card. So everything is back, everything is good, and everybody is good. Everybody's settled. Win, 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 win. Now, profit to Stephanie, she made $35,000 in profit, right? So she created for herself $35,000 in about 5 months. Okay. And now understand this: it is a return that is really unestimable. Okay, when you look at it, because what we did was everything that we used to create this profit, we put right back, and we didn't have to pay it off over time. Okay. And then Linda, who loaned the money out, she made $7,000 in profit as well. So now Linda's like, hey, Stephanie, when's your next one? When's your next house? Right. And now they have a relationship, and now they just go buy houses and flip houses and wholesale houses and those types of things to continue building wealth between one another. Okay. It is amazing. So now, what do we do? Okay, how do we do? How do we structure these things for you? Okay, there your more money to increase. We use financial strategies. We don't just say, "Hey, don't come buy my course," and then do this, and then if you want something, then you have to spend more money for the time, what have you. The courses that you have and you take them, you really don't know exactly what to do, right? So we give you a whole oh man, the whole kit and caboodle of what you're needing, okay? With the income shifting membership, because remember, that's what we're doing. We had a W-2 and then we corrected the W-4, right? Because we wanted to correct the money that they were taking from us. So now we shifted that over into the business area. Then we did our areas there. Then we shifted that over into the investment area, okay? So now with our particular income shifting membership, to allow you to have a blueprint, all those types of things, we're going to correct your tax withholding, minimize your taxes by what? Tracking your business expenses, right? We're going to eliminate debt. We're going to build great credit. We're going to have an investment education, okay? So that we can have our current and future lifestyle. So that in there's shelter, clothing, food, okay? And then also you want to live the dream future lifestyle. And this has given you the things you need. It gives you an income shifting membership. So you're not just trying to sample over here and say, let me try this and see how that works. Let me see how this person followed them for another 4 or 5 months and then try some more things. Let me go over here and take another lesson in the course. I'm not going to pay for this one. I'm going to try to take this free course and see what I can get for that. Then let me get up here and bump my head a little bit more and lose some more money. No, let's stop all of that and let's find out what is your personal cash flow plan, right? Because then you can do the things that you like to do. Recognize and uncover your cash flow destroyers. Then you can use the additional cash flow to start whatever you like. Cash flow management, business income, and investment income. Those things will help you to travel with your family, child's education, a better retirement lifestyle. Maybe retire your spouse when you see that there's something that's coming up. Okay, build or buy your dream home, give to charities, grow your business and your purpose. Okay, get the things out of your way and then go ahead after your things. Don't continue to chase after money, because it's going to continue to run away from you. Okay. So what we're doing is we remind you, everybody's wanting to do two things: make more money and keep more money. Okay. Is there a way to fulfill both of those at the same time? right? And the lady on the right, you see, she says, my assets should pay for my lifestyle, right? That's what, we were taught. But what was, we said that, hey, it may be a pension. They're no longer there for most, probably over half, maybe 80 and 90% of people are not getting pensions. They're not there any longer. Then the Social Security, you thought they was going to be there. They've already said that no, probably not. They've already sent out the notification said that it's going to be maybe 75% of what you were expecting. It's already gone, right? 25% is already gone. Okay. So now we understand why most people struggle to create both of these. Okay. This is why so many seniors are still looking for work. So whether you're 18 or 81, your job is to prepare or either repair, right? Prepare or repair, okay? By using three strategies: cash flow increase, and that's going to give you software, solutions, and the strategies necessary. Then there's business income. So we're going to teach you how to build, right? Going to build your business, right? What is that purpose? What is that passion that you have? Right? And then investment income. You have your three pillars together. So now you have money working for you, okay? Asset creation and continually to develop that the thing as well. You see, you give a people the system to achieve their goals, okay? Not just the product or service, but the system to achieve your goals. Okay. Also giving them a way to purchase your service or product by freeing up the cash flow in their lifestyle. So if you have this particular product or service, right? Just because the person doesn't want that product or service right now, are you saying that you can't help them anymore? Right? No, hey, let me show you this, and this, right? What challenges are you having? Let me show you how to overcome those. We're going to overcome the current and future lifestyle challenges because we thought it was going to be paid for by, the assets and stuff like that we were getting from Social Security and pension. But we see current lifestyle is paid for by your labor. Soon, you're not going to be able to labor, right? Or not going to want to, right? And then your future lifestyle must be paid for the assets, which you have to build now, right? But you have to overcome the destroyers. The inflation, that's silent income killer. The taxes, that's that chainsaw massacre, taking 30% of your money before you even know about it. The debts, right? That's that curse. It's just zapping you. The big business that's marketing, that's your future asset killer. This is preventing you from having adequate investing, right? Because they're always saying you need to buy this, right? It's January, so it's New Year's, buy this, right? It's March, buy this. It's November, buy this, right? We have to say, no, it's my economy, right? Then you're going to use these three strategies to help you overcome cash flow management. That's going to reduce your taxes, debt, and expenses, right? Then business income, that's your lifestyle write-offs. Learning how to turn your basic bills into business expenses, right? Then your investment income. Now you understand terms, definitions. You have now the wisdom to do the things that you so desire, okay? And we saw this in the
Hi,
beginning,
my
our
name is Jim.
testimony, and so this is, as you see, why most people fail at doing the different things that they try to do. Okay. Now I'm going to bring this together. All right. Now, so you can see when you use those items, okay, you put all those pieces together. Now you can go after your dreams. Now you can do the things that you so desire, right? You see, when we go after and we put together the real estate portions, right? We start with our research, okay, and then we start and we show you each level that you have to go through. And right, and does there require additional things? Right, we're going to teach you how to do these things. Now, if you're looking for somebody to do things for you, right, then you need a job so that you don't have to consider, right, how to do for yourself. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever because it takes a transitional mindset to get away from learning what they taught us throughout the years. Okay, because from your first grade to your 12th grade, you were simply taught how to learn, not even learn, excuse me, you were taught how to see information, gather the information, and then regurgitate that information. Okay. And see, that was said to be smart or intelligent. Okay. But the thing is, you are not taught how to study. You are not taught how to actually learn a thing, because we learn by different strategies. Okay. You are not taught how to budget, balance a checkbook, or about cash flow, about credits, about debits. Okay. You weren't taught about credit, right? So then you stop these types of things. You can now say, hey, I've been spending my whole life for somebody else. I did the first 12 grades to please that structure. Then I went to this particular job. Now I've been here for 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years. Okay. And now I've been doing all these things for somebody else. See, now it's time to say, okay, hey, now let me spend the 30 minutes learning how what I want to do works. Because it's just like anything else. When you want to go lose weight, gain weight, right? When you want to learn how to write a book, when you want to learn how to ride a bike, right? There's a book or something like that written, right? Audible or something like that. But the biggest thing is, if you want to hide something from the person that does not want it, or does not want to learn, you place it in a book. You see what I'm saying? So now we have to get to a place to where we renew our minds to where we are going, and not thinking about where we came from. Because if you continue to think about where you came from, giving those limiting ideas into your subconscious, you're going to continue to produce where you just came from. So if you think about yourself being in a cycle, whether this cycle is financial, whether this cycle is physical, whether this cycle is relationships, you keep bouncing into the same individuals and getting the same results, it's only because we can only attract what we are. Okay. And you say, Mike, well, I'm not this type of person to attract what's happening in my life. No, you're not. That's the whole point. The thing is, you are so intently looking at the person that you are, right? You know this person that you are, but what you're looking at is what you're lacking. No matter who you are, if you consistently look at what you're lacking, you're going to attract the lack. If you consistently say, I've attracted this type of person consistently, why? And then you go try to find how to analyze what happened and how it happened and who did what, you're going to only attract all this crap that you're analyzing. Yes, if you got to get it so it's good to you, great. If you can't at a certain period of time, go get help so somebody can help you analyze it, then go past as soon as possible, right? However long that is, that's not up to me. That's not what I'm determining or saying. But what I'm saying is this: what you focus on is what you're going to receive. And see, people say, I think about money all the time. That's why there's always a lack of it, because you're thinking about getting it. Okay. And see, that's the thing. People, even when people go ahead and grab it, they'll say, hey, I think about money all the time and I be getting big windfalls and this, that, and other. Right. But the thing is what happens with the money. Does it ever turn into wealth? All right. Or is it just a cycle of, I got money, I don't got money, I got a big hit, I don't got it. Right. See, now you're going through life with a GPS, a financial blueprint, so that you can understand how to grab hold of the reins. And nobody can say you need to do X, Y, and Z from the outside, because you have the principles and the strategies inside of how it works. You see what I'm saying? It's not to where you don't listen to other people. No, it's to where you get the principles and the strategies. And see, when you get principles and strategies, it actually makes you more humble, because you then see that running after money is only because of the pride that you have of life or those types of things. And see, then when you come and settle down and then understand your purpose in life, and then you go after pursuing your purpose by using strategies and principles, then the money comes in as a fruit of the activities that you're doing. See, we always say, don't ever worry about the results, right? Just go after the process. When you go after the process, then you have your idea of saying, hey, it doesn't matter. Rejection no longer exists. If I don't care, well, if you say yes, no, maybe so, how can I be rejected? Rejection can only come from the lack of self-esteem, right? Like my man Cat Williams would say, and I'm gonna leave you with this, right? Hey, it's self-esteem. I'm gonna make you feel bad about you, right? It's self-esteem. So now we get that out and we shake off the dust and everything like that. And once you shake off the dust that's around you, right? Now what you want to do is take off the layers of the things that people have spoken into your life, the activities that have gone on, the experiences that you've gone through. Because all that has done, it has only told you what you've thought so far. Even if the experience is true, does not mean that it is, excuse me, even though the experience is a fact, it does not mean that it's a true thing for your life. You see what I'm saying? Even though it is a fact, does not mean that you propel that fact continually into your life. Right? Yes, you may not have been a person on time. Yes, you may not have been a person that does not procrastinate. Yes, you may not have been a person that can learn one way or the other. Yes, you may not. Yes, you have all these self-limiting thoughts, right? But jump out of the box. Jump out of the box and then remove the self-limiting thoughts. Stop telling yourself crap. Period, point blank. You see, people say, Mike, the positive stuff, I tried that. How do you try positivity? You can't try positivity. Either you are or you aren't. If you're positive, then you're going to continue in that way. If you're trying positivity, then you're negative, and you have to realize that. And then you have to stop the negativity and then start to replace what was in your programming with new programming. That's why we meet weekly. That's why we say read. That's why we say listen to the audible. So we want you to become better. See, the people that own the particular, I'm not saying all jobs, but it's just been my experience. Generally, when I'm on a job or have been on a job, it's always this big butt on top of the ladder, right? That I'm trying to climb. Or either it's this glass ceiling that I can't just keep bouncing my head on, right? So I had to decide, what am I going to do going forward? Am I going to continue investing my time, my money, my effort into something that is for somebody else that is not giving me the results that I desire? I said no. So I learned something else. I learned a new skill. Just like when you change job, when you learn a different class or a course, right? You learn a different skill and then you implement that skill and then it produces results. You just don't give it enough time yet, right? You've just been bouncing from this person to this thing to that thing to that thing. You have not invested the time that you need to get the fruit that you so desire. Or you've been climbing a ladder that's against the wrong freaking wall. Okay. And see, once you realize it's against the wrong wall, you can't say I done put 20 years in, because when you get on top of the wall, it's just going to fall over, right? So you got to stop immediately. No longer give yourself the excuses, or no longer say, hey, this is my reason why I am here, right? I had, children early, or this, that, and the other, right? Hey, we all have the story. Now we have to use the story that was limiting us. Now we use the story and we give it a 180-degree turn. Now that story gives us fuel to go after everything that we so desire. So now we use the principles, strategies, and now we don't just jump at every whim and fancy, because we know how money works. We don't have to worry about, let me see how this does over here. Let me see how this does over here. Let me do a little something over here. Let me try this over here, because let me see how people buy this. Nah, I do financing. If you know me, if you've known me, anybody on this Facebook page, anybody that's ever known me, I've been in financing ever since you know me. Okay, so that's what we do. So you go up, you go down, you go sideways, but you do not stop after your purpose, because that's what you were put here for. How can you stop doing what you were built to do? That's what builds frustration. That's what gives us the anxiety. That's what builds stress. That's what causes the death. That's what causes all these things that comes upon us, because we are not going after the God-given potential that we've been given. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull all that together and let's see what we got out of here in our comments here. Exactly, Britt. I appreciate you showing up, Mr. Charlton Hall. Appreciate it. Brittany Caldwell, thank you so much. And of course, too many times we take the bad experience and extrapolate it to all things going forward and wonder why we receive it. Exactly. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I ain't gonna get this job. I always happen like this. I always do like this. And then what we do is we also, the other piece is we say that, hey, we start a new thing, right? We say that we see it working for other people, and then we feel like that for some reason, oh, that thing don't work, right? We always come out with that with some type of reason to give us a good feeling for not completing our assignment. That's all we got to do. Continue to complete the assignment. If you don't have an assignment, that's because you have not found your purpose. Okay. When you find your purpose, then you'll fulfill your passion. Okay. And that's what we're looking for. That's what you're looking for. Okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Lori. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you stopping by as always. So, guys, stop this, rewind it, share it, whatever it is, so that you can build. Because the thing is, we use the excuse of fear. Well, what about this person says this? What about this person says that? Well, that's why we built Real University, so that you could be around like-minded individuals who have already gone through the things that you've gone through. And then we, as Real University, became a part of my econ, so that we could use the tools, the strategies of individuals that have already gone before us and have already accomplished the things that we're trying to accomplish, right? The co-CEOs of my econ have already cash flow over like $600 million, has a goal to create like hundreds and hundreds of millionaires, right? From their own money, create millionaires from their own money. Okay. So we're going to rock this. I appreciate you. And I'm not sure. I appreciate it. Good stuff. I appreciate it. But guys, you guys have do anything you like. Um, but I'm going to run after everything I know how to do. Right. And you always have people like this. Let me show you something, by the way. Okay. You see this right here, no matter what you do. See, a thing that I try to do, which was the long time, was not take the information that I know and give it to the public, because you always have trolls. You always have the people that are negative. You always have people that will, as they call hate. You see what I'm saying? And see, this is an example of that. And that's and I put this in front so that no matter who you are or how big you get or how small you are, because I'm not big at all. There's always somebody around, right? So you guys take that and make that fuel, right? And then you do everything that you can to prove them anything but right, right? And then you suck up everything that they said and you put that to the side, right? And see, now that's when the real you starts to come. Always understand, when you're going forward, there's always going to be contrast. Okay, no matter what you do, your goal is to continue to put things inside your mind so that all that comes out is your purpose. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. I appreciate everything. I love you, and anything y'all need, you can hit me up. Peace.